Now, you've got a story you wanted to share with me on the podcast about a struggle that you went through in your life
Yeah.
that you were able to overcome. Tell me about that.
So, I mean, I got to experience the highest of highs of life when it came to, the lifestyle that we had and the travel, the quote unquote rock and roll lifestyle, the fame, the fortune, the women, the booze, the drugs, the ego, the inflated ego. I got to experience all of that, and there's a huge part of that time frame in my life where I'm not proud of it because how much I let that win me over. Um, and then when I left WWE, I fell into this huge depression, and the depression led into the drugs, and then the alcohol, the women, and it just became a cycle, a never-ending cycle. And then it didn't help too because of depression, the insomnia. So then the insomnia would lead into the alcohol would lead into like the drugs will lead into like more insomnia, and it just became a circle. The depression, I mixed that with all the depression, the concussions didn't help either. It's a whole array of things, but they were all one right after the other, and it was a continuous cycle. And I went on a very terrible bender for years, to the point where I lost it all. And it's an unfortunate part of my life, but um, I got to experience it, and because of the help that I was able to get, I was able to go and well, now here in Lancaster, I was able to attend a rehab center called Blueprints for Addiction Recovery. Um, and I did my time there. I had amazing counselors, and I got to learn, how to love myself. Um, and I'm still working on it because, yeah, I'm still working on it. I spent many years hating myself that it's not something that you just say one day, hey, I'm not that person anymore. I love myself now. Well, I mean, yeah, I care about myself more, but it's still an everyday process, and it's an everyday battle. From the moment I wake up, then I have those intrusive thoughts about myself every now and then, to where I can kind of say, hey, I don't need that in my life. I have to be grateful for what I have instead of being pitiful and being depressed about what I don't have. Be grateful for the things that I do and for the people that I do have. I have a lot of things that a lot of folks wish that they had. I still have my parents, I still have my sister, and I have great folks around me. I'm healthy, and I'm forever grateful for that. There may be things that are going to be happening in my life where, they're huge bummers, but they're out of my control. The only thing that I can control is how I react. So just a form of expressing gratitude has been a huge lifesaver, honestly. Um, because looking back during that time when I was in my low, and I had lost it all, and then the only thing that I had that was to fill that void, well, like I said, the drugs and then the alcohol. Um, at a certain point, I didn't want to be around people. I just wanted to get wasted and to get high, um, uh, and that's all I knew, and that's all I wanted. And at that point, the depression kicked in even more because people were trying to help me, but then I didn't want to learn. I didn't want to hear it. I don't because to me, I was so closed off in my own brain that I didn't want to hear anybody else that was trying to reach out to help me. I just wanted to be left alone. Um, and but no, but I went through a whole, seriously, almost, yeah, 8 years. Maybe? I don't know, like 5 6 years, 5 6 years or so, of just straight. No, I'm lying because it went even longer. It wasn't until after I left WWE that it really kicked in even more because I had nothing to do. Um, I didn't have responsibilities anymore. At least in my head, I didn't have responsibilities. And then, yeah, like I said, I just went on a downhill, and then unfortunately, I lost everything. And most importantly, I lost my reputation. I lost, my I lost connections that should never have been lost because of my addiction, and I don't blame them for leaving at all. I don't. Ultimately, it was me doing me. It was just me being my own worst enemy. But I'm grateful that now I've been 2 years clean and sober, a little over 2 years. I live here in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I did my rehab. I go to meetings. I go and I speak at meetings. Um, I got to open up my own business. And if it wasn't for the people that I have around me, my good friend Christopher Dreisbach, who's my co-owner, my co-owner of Three Legacies Wrestling. Um, I'm grateful for him and all the people around me, Bobby, and Ronnie, and um, I'm excited for them because they're enjoying this journey with me, and they're a part of my journey. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful, honestly, for where I'm at and then what we're building. And I'm grateful for the sobriety that has allowed me to enjoy all this fully, consciously.